We welcome you to watch the Forest Flameflowers channel. In this program, we will learn about the strike of American hotel workers that began on August 31, 2024, and is still going on. The American hotel workers strike, led by the union Unite Here, began on August 31, 2024 and continued till November 5. After talks with the owners of the Marriott, Hilton and Hyatt hotels in the U.S. failed in the last week of August 2024. 10,000 workers working in 25 hotels belonging to these brands in 9 cities went on a 3-day strike during the Labor Day weekend under the leadership of a trade union called Unite Here. The union represents 40,000 hotel workers. With the expiry of the contract signed 4 years ago, the union has been trying for the last 5 months to get an agreement applicable for the next 4 years. The workers are demanding that their current wages increase by 40% over the next 4 years. The workers went on strike after months of negotiations with the hotel managements, led to a deadlock. The workers have been demanding higher wages, reduction of workload, better working conditions, and restoration of jobs and guest services that were cut off during the coronavirus pandemic. The hotel workers have been demanding health insurance, pension, and other benefits, respect at the workplace. They are saying that there is no peace without a wage contract. Hotel workers say striking is the only way to make their voices heard. As many as 96% of the hotel workers of the Unite Here trade union voted in favor of the strike. However, the trade union leadership decided to conduct the strike in a rotating or rolling manner. And this method, known as rotating or rolling strike or targeted strike, all workers strike not once, but in phases. Depending on the pattern of negotiations between the trade union and the management, rolling strikes help to escalate the strike, make the strike action unpredictable for the employer, and to save the strike funds of the trade union. Therefore, workers in selected hotels in some cities are going on intermittent 1-day or 3-day or week-long rolling strikes. Only the workers of some hotels in some other cities are on strike indefinitely. Workers from 24 hotels in major cities such as San Francisco, San Diego, Boston, Seattle, New Haven, Greenwich, Providence, Baltimore, Oakland, and Honolulu went on a 3-day strike over the busiest Labor Day weekend. Housekeepers, cooks, dishwashers, servers, bartenders, bellhops, doormen, banquet servers, front desk agents and office clerks, in one word all classes of workers required to run a hotel, participated in this strike. In some cities, hotel workers went on strike before sunrise. Workers held picketing demonstrations holding microphones and loudspeakers in front of the hotels where they worked, beating drums, blowing trumpets, chanting slogans, covering every door around the hotels. The management did all the work that all the workers normally do. Due to this strike, very limited services were available. This unexpected situation caused a lot of inconvenience to the guests who were staying at the hotels or newly landed. The workers' walkout had a negative impact on guests' experiences. The guests said that their stay in these hotels was not very pleasant, and they were disappointed and hence they asked the hotels to refund the amount they had paid. Some guests expressed solidarity with the workers. They said that their struggle and sacrifices for better wages are worth it. Some other guests also said that they do not agree with the striking workers. Unite Here trade union was formed 20 years ago by a merger of 2 trade unions, the Union of Needle Traders and Textile Employees and Hotel Employees and Restaurant Employees. The trade union, Unite Here, with over 300,000 members, operates in the U.S. and Canada. The trade union is affiliated with the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organization, a leading American trade union known as the AFL-CIO. Unite Here mainly represents workers working in hotels, food services, laundry, airports, warehousing, and casino gaming industries. The headquarters of this trade union is in New York City. The U.S. hotel industry made a net operating profit of over $100 billion in 2022. The rental rates of hotel rooms are at a record high now. Compared to 2022, last year, U.S. domestic tourism grew by 9%. The hotel industry is expecting record revenue growth this year due to rising guest spending on room rentals. The leaders of the Unite Here trade union say that all these hotels are real estate companies of billionaires, and the owners of these hotels are concerned only about their profits. It is well known that the hospitality industry is one of the major industries in America. Workers in industries, which charge high fees from guests, want wages that are sufficient to survive only if they do a job. We won't accept a new normal where hotel companies profit by cutting their offerings to guests and abandoning their commitments to workers, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. She demanded the owners of the hotels enter into a better agreement with the union. The union says that the travel and hotel industries have recovered from the corona epidemic, but workers' wages have not recovered. We're on strike because the hotel industry has gotten off track, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. After the corona pandemic, many hotels still haven't restored the standard services that guests deserve. They are suffering due to not being able to provide full services. As the hotel management decided to get the work done by 4 workers with only 3, there was tremendous work pressure on the workers. Some of the workers must work long hours and come home exhausted, and their lives are devoid of joy. The workers say that living near the hotels where they are working with their salary is burdensome, and living in far-flung areas takes more than 4 hours to reach their place of work and return home after work, hence they are tired. Workers cannot afford to live in the big cities where they work now. In a state like Hawaii, workers who were paid enough to live on 8 years ago are migrating to other states on the west coast of America as their real wages have been reduced significantly due to inflation. Workers are unable to support their families with their wages. That is the reason why workers are forced to do 2 or 3 jobs to meet the cost of subsistence and pay the bills. They also want salary increases to meet the cost of living. The workers complain that even a $10 hourly increase over a period of 4 years as currently demanded will not lift the workers out of poverty due to inflation. The workers are complaining that they have stood by the hotel owners during the difficult time of COVID pandemic, but the hotel managements are not coming forward to address their issues even while reaping high profits. Hotel workers want to be paid a livable wage for their labor as the hotel industry is on a profit streak. The workload of the corona pandemic period should not continue. Their income should not be reduced, the workers are demanding. Due to the COVID pandemic, many hotels have encouraged their guests to refuse daily cleaning of their rooms as an environmentally friendly measure. However, not cleaning every day means guests staying for a few days often create situations that require more work. Daily cleaning of rooms is very important for workers and guests. Giving housekeeping staff a manageable workload helps guests stay in a clean environment. The current workload has become unbearable for many workers. As there is no need to clean the rooms daily, more work is being done in less hours. Moreover, this leads to short working hours and only a few days of work each week, leaving them unable to receive full-time wages and other benefits. Some workers have only 1 or 2 days of work per week. This means that many housekeepers are not earning the same steady income. According to U.S. federal government statistics, women's representation among housekeepers working in hotels is high. Women make up nearly 90% of the industry. This puts many women out of education or good employment. Not only are most of the workers female, but many of them are Black and Hispanic women from low-income families. Many of the workers are older and immigrants. These issues add another layer of complexity to the strike struggle. Housekeepers are not being properly compensated in a sector dominated by women. Gwen Mills, president of the Unite Here union, said on the issues arising out of low wages that women are not being compensated in line with industries that have traditionally employed men. It's no coincidence that women and non-white people are doing this. On the issue of undervaluation of work, Mills said, service work is undervalued overall. The workers are demanding that all these hotel companies stop reducing facilities and services to guests. The workers want to ensure daily cleaning of rooms, keep bars and restaurants open, remove restrictions on serving meals in guest rooms, and keep swimming pools and fitness centers open. The workers allege that they are unable to pay their house rent and buy daily necessities because the hotel industry does not pay them proper wages for their labor. They say that they are living paycheck to paycheck. The workers are demanding that wages should be increased in line with the rising cost of living, fair workloads, and an end to cuts of the corona era. Many workers are hoping that the strike will provide financial security, especially for low-wage and erratic income earners. The members of the Unite Here Association feel that the hotel companies really have a sense of disrespect for workers. The workers urge the guests not to stay, sleep, eat, or meet at any of the striking hotels until they get a new contract. As workers' picket lines run outside strike-affected hotels 24 hours a day, services may come to a standstill in hotels trying to work with meager staff. During previous strikes, guests faced disruptions such as unavailability of daily housekeeping, piles of towels and linens in hotel premises, heaps of garbage visible outside, closed bars and restaurants, and reduced opening hours of swimming pools. The Unite Here union urges guests to consult the union's travel guide and use its labor dispute map at fairhotel.org. Through this website, one can search for hotels by hotel name or city name to find out if the hotel they want to stay in is on strike and find alternatives, a press release said. The Unite Here trade union also urged the guests to cancel their hotel reservations without any penalty as a mark of solidarity with the striking workers. Some of the guests staying at the hotels during the strike period expressed solidarity with the workers, saying they could understand the problems of the workers. The guests who are stuck in the hotels say that it is difficult for some people to cross the picket lines to go to the hotels. They also say that due to the temporary employees hired by the hotels, the guests in the hotels are unable to get proper services, and due to the slogans of the agitated workers and the sound of the drums, their peace has been lost. Meanwhile, guests in Honolulu protested on October 5, demanding refunds for their hotel stays. The owners of Hilton and Hyatt hotels have announced that they are committed to entering into a fair agreement in consultation with the Unite Here trade union. They also announced that they have prepared alternative plans to ensure that the operations of their hotels are not affected by the strike. Unite Here is negotiating with owners of hotels such as Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, and Omni. Negotiations will continue, but there is a huge gap between the two parties regarding the most important issues of hotel workers, said Tiffany Ten Hike, a spokeswoman for the union. In 2023, hotel workers working in 34 hotels in Southern California, Los Angeles, and Detroit under the auspices of the Unite Here trade union went on rolling strikes for months. As a result, they achieved record wage increases, an increase in the employer contributions to the pension scheme, and wage agreements with a fair workload. This Labor Day, hotel workers across the U.S. are celebrating Labor Day by fighting for raises, fair workloads, and the reversal of COVID-era service and staffing cuts, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. We wouldn't have a day to rest, relax, and enjoy the fruits of the labor movement if our union predecessors hadn't stood up to fight for them. But that fight's not over, she reminded. Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, and Omni hotels are charging extra resort fees from guests to increase their profits. Hotel workers have been fighting against the resort fee ripoff to demand that companies respect guests. The Unite Here labor trade union has launched a new website called Resort Fee Ripoff aimed at educating guests about unfair and fraudulent hotel practices, including resort fees and reduction in the value of hotel loyalty card and reward points. The website was launched on September 5, after the Labor Day strikes began, raising concerns over high resort fees. As workers staged demonstrations on picket lines in 9 cities, the union handed out leaflets to guests at their hotels informing them of this resort fee ripoff. On September 23, leaders and workers of the Unite Here trade union traveled to Washington, D.C., to meet members of the U.S. Congress, as part of their efforts to present their arguments to the U.S. government to protect the rights of guests. The Hotel Workers Union has been trying to lobby for changes in the law backed by hotel corporations, limiting the state's capabilities in regulating resort fees. Hotel workers argue that resort fees, as well as other COVID-era service and staff cuts, will hamper the provision of hospitality that guests staying in the hotel expect and appreciate. During this visit, the Unite Here labor union made its arguments at a congressional staff meeting organized by Senator Bernie Sanders. Striking hotel workers from several cities, including Honolulu, San Diego, and San Francisco, came to participate in the meeting. We're in Washington because guests and hotel workers share a common interest. We all want hotels to reverse their COVID-era cuts, protect guests from unpopular resort fees, and put their focus back on providing the best possible hospitality, said Gwen Mills, president of Unite Here. While hotel workers are struggling for higher wages and fair workloads, rising fees and hotel service cuts are hurting guests too. The future direction of the American hotel industry, and the standards that guests have come to expect, are on the line, said Gwen Mills, president of Unite Here. As the strikes of hotel workers in major travel destinations in the United States have been going on for almost 2 months, the Unite Here trade union launched a new website called Hotel Strike Reviews on October 28, 2024 for guests to share their experiences at strike-affected hotels. On this website, guests who have stayed at Hilton, Hyatt and Marriott hotels where the workers are on strike can review their experiences. The website also cross-posts strike-related reviews from TripAdvisor, Yelp, Google, and other popular travel review websites. The Unite Here trade union said that even on occasions when the strikes began weeks earlier, the hotels did not inform about the workers' strikes until most of the guests came to stay at the hotels. The guests who stayed at these hotels complained that they were not informed about the serious picket lines or unavailable services for the past 8 weeks. Across the U.S., more strikes are likely to take place, and the Unite Here trade union has called on hotels to inform them in advance of the strike if guests rent rooms in hotels affected by the workers' strike. Hotel workers genuinely want to give guests the best possible service. Not only are we fighting for higher pay and fair workloads, but we are also demanding hotels reverse COVID-era cuts and put their focus back on hospitality, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. The American hotel workers' strike, led by the union Unite Here, began on August 31st and continued until November 5th. Since then, more than 13,000 hotel workers have gone on strike. Strike action has rocked the hotel industry for more than 9 weeks. They caused disruption in the management of hotels. This led to complaints from guests and demands for a refund of the money they had paid. As a result of these strikes, hotel workers in Greenwich, Connecticut, and Providence, Rhode Island, won new union contracts including higher wages and more affordable health care in the last week of September. Omni Hotel workers in Boston, after a week-long strike, achieved new union agreements on October 21st, including a wage hike and more affordable health care. Workers at the Hilton Baltimore Inner Harbor Hotel in Baltimore and the Sheraton Grand Sacramento Hotel in Sacramento won new contracts on October 28 after a day of strike. Workers at the Hilton Hotel in Boston and workers at the Hilton, Hyatt and Marriott hotels in San Jose signed their new contracts on October 31st. Workers at the world's largest and most profitable Hilton Hawaiian Village Hotel, owned by the Park Corporation in Honolulu, went on an indefinite strike for 40 days and, on November 4th, achieved a new agreement. This has led to increased movement in the strikes of hotel workers. Still, around 2,000 workers at 5 hotels belonging to the Hilton, Hyatt and Marriott brands in San Francisco are on strike. Meanwhile, on October 30th, police arrested 85 striking hotel workers and their supporters in San Francisco for their peaceful act of civil disobedience. Hotel workers in city after city are winning what we need, and strikes will continue until everyone wins. With each contract settlement, hotel workers are proving the hotel companies can afford to give us the wages and workloads we need, and our members are not done yet. Hotel workers will continue this fight until we win everywhere, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. The union celebrated these deals while warning that ongoing strikes across the U.S. could escalate before labor disputes are resolved. These first contracts are an encouragement to hotel workers in other cities as strikes continue. We're in this for the long haul, and we urge travelers to continue to prepare for possible widespread disruptions, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. Before and during the strikes, hotel workers called on hoteliers to respect our work, respect our guests. Workers voted for more strikes in Boston, Honolulu, Kauai, Oakland, San Diego, San Francisco, San Mateo County, and Seattle. These strikes can start anytime. Here, none of the workers want to go on strike or continue. But they must go on strike to get a fair contract. Hotel workers are tired of waiting for affordable health care, good raises, and fair workloads, said Lizzie Tapia, president of Unite Here Local 2. Almost a month after our strike began, even more workers are walking off the job because they want to be able to support their families. Hotel workers are ready to do whatever it takes until the hotels decide to give us what our families need. Hotel workers are on the move, and we're not stopping anytime soon, said Gwen Mills, international president of Unite Here. Our members believe that hotel jobs should be genuinely good, family-sustaining jobs that don't break your body and that enable you to live with dignity. Our recent contract settlements prove that that's possible, and strikes will continue until we all win. In the coming days, more and more workers may be forced to continue the strike for a long period of time. The workers have no choice but to refuse to sell their labor cheaply to the hotel owners who are becoming richer and richer and not paying them enough wages to live on, not giving them proper respect and imposing heavy workloads. Workers refusing to sell their labor cheaply is the most humane and highly democratic act. If there were no workers, there wouldn't be profits and the hotels built with a lot of investment would have to be shut down. Let's hope the American hotel workers' strike succeeds. Thanks for watching this program. Please subscribe and share.